Hello, everybody. I'll just wait here a couple moments in case, we have some people join. As you come on, feel free to message, chat. Is that working? What's happening here? And we'll get started in a couple of minutes. If you'd like to share your intentions, because we've had the summer solstice yesterday. The winter solstice is probably happening today for those of you on the other side of the world. So just share in the comments in the live chat. My intention is metamorphosis. So to have an extreme and complete transformation, which I feel like has been seeded several years ago, and it's been really beautiful just seeing lots of different things showing up for me and changing. The more I believe that the life of my desires is actually reality. Just invite you to place your hands on a part of your body that you would like to nourish. So for me, I'm a little bit nervous. I'm very excited. So I'm putting my hands on my heart and then also my solar plexus or my sacral chakra area. And I just invite you to just deep breathe. Breathe in and out, equal and out. You can do it through the mouth if you like. I tend to find that it makes me a little bit lightheaded. So I definitely always go through the nose. And also that helps stimulate the vagus nerve and help recalibrate your parasympathetic nervous system as well. Equal parts in and out and nose breathing. So today I just wanted to bring everyone together to, honor the solstice that has just been happening, is currently happening, because it creates more change, or it is the start of the change of season. So having the longest day or the shortest day has that flow and effect. It's not going to start cooling down tomorrow. It's not going to start getting warm tomorrow if you're in winter. But it will eventually, because of what happened yesterday and today. And so I think it's just a really beautiful reminder that you can have an idea and you won't see the effects of it in your life maybe until like a little time later. It's not always going to happen immediately. And I think it's just trusting that, once the solstice happens, the next season is coming, because that just is life. And that is something that we can trust and feel very secure in. And I know that whenever I feel the desire to grip and control everything, or even just a few things around me, I just remind myself of the seasons, about weather, about Mother Nature. She is constantly changing and she is somewhat predictable. And in other aspects, she is not predictable at all. And sometimes her cycles are, days, or within a day, or it's weeks, or, a lunation cycle, which is 28 days, 28 and a half days, or a whole year, or, within a season. And then there are yearly cycles as well. So, I just thought I'd remind everyone of that, because it's very important to remember that from time to time, especially in holiday season. I hope everyone has beautiful plans for the holidays coming up and the holidays past. I hope you've been enjoying yourselves. And I hope that you really, no matter what you're going through and no matter what event you're going to, no matter who you're spending that time with, just make sure you take some time for you. Have a little sensual moment And this little tea ceremony that we're about to do can be really great for that. And maybe you can get a couple of ideas. Say blessings at the table, be grateful, thankful for everything that's happened this last year, everything that will happen in the coming year, and everything that has happened maybe in the last 2 weeks. I don't know about you, but the last 2 weeks have been mind-blowing in the best ways. And I am ready to ride this wave of incredible transformation into the new year. So just honoring all of us and all of you, because we're here for a reason, and our human journey is meant to do something. We're here for, a purpose, I believe. So hopefully that noise in the background isn't too annoying. It's just my aroma diffuser. She's got some lovely scents coming out of that, which is making me breathe more deeply. And I feel it's very rosy, and there's a bit of citrus in that. So it's very energizing and just a really beautiful scent. So before we pick up our cup of tea, which I do hope you have prepped, if not, you can do that right now. I just want to get us back in our bodies. So I'm standing, you might be seated, you could even be lying down as well for this. You just need to hear my voice. We're just going to do a body sweep and send a bit of love, and actually, we do a bit of trust exercises too. So let's look and pay attention to our feet and our toes. So normally as we do a body sweep, we are often encouraged to send love to that part of the body. But today I feel like let's send trust. I trust you energy to each part of the body. So I trust my toes. If you have warts or corns or hard skin or dry heels, I trust those. They're there for a reason, and they're going to do something. They're going to teach me something. They're going to encourage me to take better care of my body. So thank you for that lesson. I trust you. Trusting our ankles. Oh my God, they do so much for us, and are they not miraculous? Trusting my ankles. Sweeping up, I trust my calves. I trust my shins. I trust all those little tendons that control my foot movement as I walk. Oh my God, mobility is such a beautiful thing. I trust my knees. They help me go where I want to go in life, and they help me move forward in life. Oh, they're so beautiful. I trust my thighs. Beautiful thighs, strong thighs, big bones connected to the hips, which birth life or support life. So moving up, I trust my hips, I trust my pelvis, I trust my genitals, I trust my reproductive organs. Yes, trust your uterus. Yes, trust your prostate. Just trust, 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 trust. They have a job to do, and they're doing it amazingly. Moving up, I trust my bowels. Oh, we've got something. I trust my anus. Yeah, does a great job. All that toxic release that it helps with. And the bowels too. I trust my bowels. I trust my intestines. I trust my duodenum. I trust my stomach. I trust my belly. I trust my skin. I trust my lower back. It takes a lot, and it really does support me. And sometimes it just reminds us that we need to support it, and we need to support our own bodies. And there are other ways to support rather than just skeletal support. Maybe when it's sore, it just reminds us that there are a few more boundaries that we could just sharpen up. There are a few more boundaries that we could just, be a little bit more forward with, be on the front step. Moving upwards. I trust my heart. I trust my heart so much. It pumps so much blood. Keeps me alive. I trust my blood. It has everything that it needs. I trust the iron in my blood. I trust the oxygen in my blood. I trust my lungs, which help me get oxygen in my blood. I just trust all of it. I trust my airways. I trust my esophagus. I trust my trachea. And I trust my ribs. If you want to start gently touching, which I'm always encouraging for any of my viewers, just gently touching. I trust my collarbones. How much do they protect our lungs that we are just not really always aware of daily? Okay, I trust my shoulders. When we feel the burdens of the world, our shoulders carry them. So thank you, and I trust you. You've been amazing. Let's do arms. I trust my arms. My biceps have me. My elbows have me. They're so mobile. They're just such a miraculous joint. My forearms, I trust them. They're just beautiful. And these hands that have so much fine motor skill and mobility, and the ability to sew, to crochet, to chop things finely, to get into the little hole, to scratch your dog in the perfect place. Hands are just amazing. Okay, back to the collarbones, moving up. My neck, I trust my neck. Our necks are just wonderful, so beautiful. And trusting the spine again. The spine, there's so much for us, protects us, guides us, is a huge pathway of all our nervous system, nerves, blood, fluids. Yeah, it's just a real tunnel. And our skull, our brain, beautiful hair that keeps us warm in winter, hair that just gives us another little sensual thing to play with. And our own faces. If you feel like touching your eyebrows, moving along your brow bones, join me. I trust my face to be a pure representation of me and my personality. And I trust my face to express, to truly express how I'm feeling and who I am. Just down the nose as well, like you're petting your cat. Beautiful. Okay. Hope that you're finally here in your body. Okay. Now I invite you to grab your cup of tea and let's sip. I have one of my favorite cups of tea. It's my husband tea. It really is. Omaya Sama by Lupicia. It's just toasty, nutty green tea that's just smooth and just delicious. So we're just holding our cups in a way that feels like we're supporting this gift that we're giving to ourselves of just a moment with a cup of tea and ourselves and our senses in this time, in this week of Christmas and other days which might be quite different, certain public holidays, certain events that might be happening, whether you're traveling or you're staying at home, whether you're with family or friends, just giving yourself this moment is a beautiful gift. So we're going to inhale our tea. And I want you to think about, how does this tea smell? And can you smell anything in this tea that you have never smelled before? Can you smell the sweetness? Is there sweetness? Can you smell the tannins? Are there tannins? Can you smell the herbiness if it's herbal tea. Can you smell just, the goodness? Is there nuttiness? Is there florals? Is there woodiness? Is there muskiness? Like, what is in your tea? And is it smoky? Just identify a few things. How would you describe this tea, apart from what it's called? I love doing this in my full moon tea circles, sitting around with a bunch of beautiful, open-hearted people and just sipping tea and being like, oh, I taste this. It's so amazing. Yeah, I really get this. It's sharing in something together and giving ourselves the time to actually really enjoy it and taste it and then share. It's really, authentically, elegantly beautiful. It's very poignant. It's a little bit like, it reminds me of like a priestess energy. So it's a little bit ceremonial, but it's not intended to be. Let's sip. Exhale and sip. What comes first? I got some of the bitterness. I slightly overbrewed this, just 20 seconds too long. What's in the middle? I'm getting, the nutty green tea. Beautiful. At the end, what's happening for you? It's like the flavor yellow in green tea. It's a bit grassy, bit straw-like for me. Usually if you have an aromatic tea, you would get the aromats either front or mid, and then you might get the baseline black tea or the green tea, whichever you're drinking. And it's just really interesting playing with the flavor order of tea and playing with the difference if you ice it versus hot brew it. Sorry, if you cold brew it versus hot brew it. This time we're just going to hold the tea in our mouth for a few seconds and see if it transforms, see if anything happens. I find that on my tongue, the taste buds around the back, they get more involved when I hold the tea in my mouth for 3+ seconds. And they have a different purpose. So I know we've got sweet taste buds on the tip of our tongue, and then we've got different regions for different taste buds. So it's very interesting to see and get the tongue more involved in this process and just see what's going to happen, see where things go. I'm getting like a caramelly straw sweetness down the side of my tongue at the moment. Yeah, it's very nice. And the bitterness is coming back at the tip of my tongue. So just being aware of what's happening in your mouth and closing your eyes can be really beneficial for this, is a really great way to ground. So if you are cheersing, cheers, that's not a word. If you are, cheers, when you're celebrating, toasting, that's the word. When you're toasting at a lunch this week or at a dinner, give yourself 5 to 10 seconds to cheers, happy holidays, happy blah, 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 blah. Beautiful. As you bring it in, close your eyes, sip, hold that new drink in your mouth for 3 to 5 seconds Feel how it feels on your tongue. Is it cold? Is it cool? Is it hot? Is it sweet? Is it creamy? What happens as it hits your tongue and hits your mouth? What happens in the middle? What new flavors come? What new flavors develop? And then at the end, what's the mouthfeel? Was it a hot chocolate with whipped cream? Do you have an oily mouthfeel? What's happened at the end? Has like some of the sweetness just lingered but mellowed out and become more of like a toasted marshmallow flavor? Yeah, just really allow yourself to experience that first sip more deeply. And I really hope that that will help you have a more sensual, celebratory days this week, because you deserve it. We all deserve a little bit of peace, a lot of peace actually, but we deserve moments of peace, little moments of sensuality that really just bring our body inwards. And just, for me, it's just saying thank you to my taste buds by paying such close attention to how they're experiencing something. When I touched myself and touch my skin for the sensory effect and how it makes me feel in my body, how it makes my body feel when I pay attention to just the little touch. Actually, this mesh top's great. This is great to touch. I feel like I'm saying thank you to my senses. And when I'll be toasting on Wednesday, on Christmas, I will be doing the whole hold a sip and drink. I'm going to be trying a couple new tea concoctions, so I'd like to share them with you. I decided I'm going to use the soda stream and see how bubbly tea goes. Hopefully the soda stream won't be broken, but we'll see. So yeah, that should be really exciting and just beautiful. And something else that you can do as the night moves on, as you're about to go to bed, is just have some sips of filtered water if you can, and just hold them in your mouth or spit them out, and just really feel that, like, the acceptance of this water, sipping this water, is just a sign and a respect, a homage to the body. And thank you so much for allowing this, making this day just beautiful. You will have been eating, smelling different things, maybe getting a little tipsy, so your liver's working. Thank your liver. Your liver needs some love. And touching people, getting hugs. Maybe there's some of that's not necessarily exactly what you want, but hopefully most of that is. Otherwise, just a reminder to set some boundaries. Maybe there's some dogs, maybe there's some cats, maybe there's some animals that you can pet and use touch for that. Or maybe, like, you might be having the best Christmas ever, and yeah, like being in a peach orchard or an apricot orchard. Imagine like touching the bark of the trees and the skin of the apricots as they're still on the tree. That'd be heaven. I'd love that. Anyone got an apricot orchard? Oh. So yeah, this is just an invitation to come in, give yourself a moment. So let's do one more sip, and I want you to hold it for as long as you can. Gently move your tongue around to see if any other taste buds get activated and experience something new. Wow, okay. This is a real test for me. Holding it for as long as you can without feeling like you're drowning. it is a really great test to see if you brewed your tea well and if your habit or your routine needs adjustment. And I know mine does. It was a bit too bitter. And I think the hot water was too hot for this pot, which is very insightful, but it meant that I got this like strong wave of bitter, and it's just hanging around, just really is hanging around. But this week I'll be brewing some very nice aromatic teas, and hopefully they'll be screaming party in my mouth and in my friends' mouths. So yeah, I've got a couple of prompts for you if you'd like to journal. So we are currently in the final quarter of the moon, and that's all about reflecting, consolidating, decluttering. It's a great time to like update your spreadsheets. It's a great time to like finish things. And so because summer solstice has happened and winter solstice is happening, it's also just a really great time to reflect on the whole year and maybe what you really liked about 2024. And I would love for you to define your favorite sensual moment of 2024, and that moment would hopefully embody all of what 2024 was for you. So for me, I think of being in Matsushima, which is in Japan. It's considered one of the top 3 scenic places in Japan. I'm in early morning. I'm the first customer at a tea house that was physically transported, and it's the oldest tea house in Japan. I'm sipping my matcha. I have my fresh edamame dango mochi, and I'm watching the port, and it's just beautiful. I've got this full day ahead. I'm reconnecting with some friends from Australia, and I'm going on this cute little boat cruise by myself. And then in that evening, I'm going back home. But I've just felt so full and so nourished from my evening walk the night before, where I walked into a temple and there was music and there was incense, and I really felt the impact of the tsunami that happened there during the Fukushima disaster time. That fullness and that positive anticipation I had while I was sipping that matcha, that's my 2024. And I might have gotten up early. I might have like done a few busy things. Like I rushed to the sake store to make sure I got the sake that I really wanted to take home before I had to like check out of my hotel. And yeah, that's just one of my most beautiful days of 2024. And I want to see how it's going to get better in 2025. So I'd love for you to choose a very sensual moment to remember about 2024. Maybe draw it, maybe write it down. And then I'd also like to ask you to set an intention and maybe reflect on, your connectedness to body, your connectedness to senses, you're connected to your favorite sense. Like, is your favorite sense hearing, and yet you have low quality like earbuds? Is that something you want to address in the coming year? Is your favorite sense taste, but like you're not filtering your water and you're like cooking with plastic chopping boards, and so there's a lot of like taste leakage and mixing and stuff? Is your favorite sense smell? And you've also, you're not necessarily engaging with that sense a lot. Do you have some lovely scents that you can put, around the house that you have going? Do you have a little habit of like when you come home from work that you put on a little, lovely smelly thing like a aromatherapy diffuser? Or do you have a couple of different perfumes that you like to have and like have one at work and just sniff that? Like, I love doing that. Sometimes I'll take this to work. It's a solid, and I'll just smell it, and it just is amazing. So if your favorite sense is scent, if your favorite sense is smell, how can you lean more into that in the coming year? And if your favorite sense is sight and you just love watching waterfalls or bodies of water moving, how can you lean more into that? Can you change your work desktop screensaver? Can you change your phone? What are they called? Background pictures. Can you put a poster up? Why don't you paint the back of the toilet door to have a waterfall on it? Like, just find a way, find a little tiny way that you can just lean more into your favorite sense so that 2025 can feel more embodied, feel more enjoyable in a very comfortable, safe, delightful way for your senses. Or if, like me, you want to upgrade all of them, I will be upgrading my audio gear. I will be going to a perfume making workshop, a non-toxic perfume making workshop. So all oil-based perfumes. I will be going to some chocolate tasting workshops in the middle of the year because I'm currently sugar-free. And I really want to surround myself with beautiful things. And at the moment, how I'm expressing that is through clothing. So I want to buy beautiful things or make beautiful things like satin. I just love the way satin drapes. I just love the way it looks. I like the way light hits it. And I just want more of that in my life. I could probably just go buy a piece of satin, just put it on my bedroom wall. But this is the next level for me. And then with taste, it's always teas, trying new teas, tasting new things, and just having a really embodied experience with all the senses as much as I can, because they can be our best friend in allowing ourselves just some time away from the things that really grind our senses and make us come inwards. We have to remind ourselves that these senses are a beautiful thing of life. And even though sometimes we get overstimulated, there's something that we have to re-nurture and we have to allow to open up again in a very beautiful way. Yeah, cool. So currently it's the final quarter or the last quarter. New Year's Eve happens to be the day that the new moon falls on, which is a really amazing time to set some goals, to write down your goals for January, for the whole next quarter, and for the whole year. So you can also reflect on what your goals were for 2024 in this time. And then so when New Year's Eve hits, then you will hopefully have a clean sort of working space in your mind, clean bandwidth to be able to then apply yourself to what you really want in 2025. And if you're in my world, I know that senses and sensory experiences is definitely a part of that. So I'd like to let you know about some of the full moon circles that are coming up. I have an online one on January the 17th at 8 p.m. Melbourne time. I have an in-person one on February 15th, day after Valentine's Day, 3:30 in Fitzroy, Melbourne, or an online version at 11 a.m. That one's just going to be a little bit differently themed. I'm doing FemFeb, which means that full moon tea circle is going to be all about labia love. So loving the parts of us that we're not raised to love. We're not going to be sharing any of our lips. Everything's just all about word and how we feel about it and whether we've actually opened up to ourselves about it, because it's quite important. And obviously the experience of looking at yourself is very personal, and I think you should definitely do that in a very safe space. I also have a new moon tea circle on the 1st of February, which will be a sort of planning day as well. I love planning, like I really enjoy scheduling. So I thought I'd schedule that one in as well. And that one's in person. I've yet to decide on the location though. So that's how you can work with me, and that's how you can keep enjoying these little moments. And it's not necessarily difficult to find the moments to do this, but it's really great to actually do them with someone and be held accountable. And I feel like that's me. That's my job. I'm here to like make sure that you have these little sensual moments and you feel more embodied in yourself so you can embrace that flow that you want in your life and that ease that you want in your life as well. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. I think, yeah, I'll announce when I'm doing my next live, my next Tea Circle live soon. Have a very happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I really hope that 2024 ends exactly the way you wanted it to. And I really hope that 2025 starts and gives you this beautiful promise of positive change, transformation, and true embodiment of your desires.